Okay, hello there, and welcome to part 18 of ChazzyBurger Plays Dominions 4. Now, it's been a while, I will admit, since my last video, because I've been kind of wondering what on earth am I going to do about all these undead. I'm kind of stuck, because, for example, we'll go into our army setup here. If we look at all our troops, all of our troops now have an attack skill of 7, and a defense skill of 8. Usually, they would have, I can't even remember what defense skill they'd have, but like, they would usually have a pretty good one. I wonder if it shows us on the recruitment screen actually. Yeah, usually they have attack skill of 10, defense skill of 11. The fact it's now gone down to 7 and 8 means our troops have lost a lot of effectiveness. And this has not affected the undead in any way, shape or form, so I'm kind of worried. However, what I have decided to do is I'm going to take one of my astral mages, see here, Huneric, he's our lovely astral mage. We're going to give him a dwarven hammer, and what he's going to do, he's going to forge some kind of weird things. He's going to forge things called crystal matrices. Now what crystal matrices are, is they allow you to make a communion. And what communions can do is they boost your mage's power in certain magic levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to have him make 1 crystal matrix and 4, if I can just go in and show you, oop, there we go, and 4 slave matrices. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to give our crystal matrix to Gunther, and we're going to give those 4 slave matrices to some level 1 priests, which we're going to start recruiting from somewhere. We could even recruit here. I might even do that. I'm going to stop recruiting these bear tribe shamans, and we're going to recruit four of these acolytes. And what's going to happen is they're all going to sort of band together, and they're going to the way communions work is they increase your levels in an n logarithmic scale. So if you had 1 master and 2 slaves, and both the slaves were level 1 in a certain path, then the master would be boosted by 1 level in that path. So for example, these priests are both going to be holy 1. So the 2 of them together will increase the holy 1, will increase Gunther's holy by 1, so he becomes a level 4 priest. If we have 4 priests together, all slaves still belong to the master, then they will in total increase his holy level to 5, which is the highest you can go for holy levels, but you can do it for basically any magical path. So then if you wanted to increase it by 3, you need 8. And then to increase it by 4 you need 16, and so on and so forth. So it does end up taking quite a lot of mages, but I think this would be quite a good idea, because once Gunther gets to level 5 of holy, then he can cast divine channeling, and that means all priests of low power have their priest skill increased for the duration of the battle. So I think that increases every priest who's priest level 1 to level 2. Now, if we have... beforehand I was sitting there thinking, you know what, there's really no point in us having a bunch of level 1 priests. These level 1 priests aren't going to be doing anything, they're just going to be completely useless. However, if we turn those level 1 priests into level 2 priests, and they're all just casting banishment, we will be able to start wrecking these undead. Even if we can't see where they are, just banishments constantly raining down them will slowly drain out the numbers, and it should help us. Another thing I'm also thinking of doing is starting to work towards boosters. And by what I mean by boosters is I'm going to start working towards, well, getting level 1 water magic for the Forger of Empires, which we need 50 water gems for, which is going to take a while to get. We should hopefully come close. But once we have 50 water gems, then we can make him into a level 1 water mage. From there we can forge a water bracelet, which will make him into a level 2 water mage, and because of his master smith ability, he can then he can then forge things as if he's a level 3 water mage, and with that hopefully we can make him we can make him so that he's very powerful, and hopefully be able to summon some sort of water unit, because we're able to summon a naiad, which I think is water level 2 or is it level 3? I can't actually remember. But if we get to water, that level of water, then we can actually send troops underwater because she has the ability to let troops walk underwater. So, overall, let's have a look at our magical item treasury. So we've got one gate cleaver left, so we're actually going to give that to Pippin over here. Oh, can you not take a magical item? Oh, there's no laboratory here, damn. Okay, well, okay, Pippin isn't going to take that. Instead, we're going to give that to, who's all here? Yeah, everybody's all in one. Carl, you're actually going to take a gate cleaver as well, and we're going to send you towards Pangea. Because I said last episode, we are going to take Pangea back, and damn right are we going to take Pangea back. We are going to own Pangea. With all these gate cleavers, all these bags of summer wine. I mean, look at our supply usage right now. We're at negative 11 supply usage. We're actually using less supplies than we have men, with 180 troops. Of course, it's not going to stay there for that long, but, you know, hopefully it will. I'm also going to start making Tancred here. I noticed that he was a level 1 air mage. In fact, do we have anybody else? Do we have another smith who's... We do, Godfrey and Henrik. Interesting. No, but they get a forge bonus of 2, and I'm pretty sure these priests do as well, don't they? No, they don't. Oh, okay, they don't get a priest. I was sure they had a forge bonus, but apparently not. Okay, so we're going to have Henrik. We don't actually have a dwarven hammer, which is kind of annoying. But we're going to have him make some owl quills as well. Now, our owl quills aren't going to last that long, because it's going to cost us... usually we'd be kind of like, okay, we could keep about the same number of quills per turn going. Like, we could keep it going, it was a self-replicating kind of thing. But not anymore, which is kind of a shame. Right, okay, so... Whittlick, has he picked up all the troops here? Yes, he has, so he's going to move over there. We're going to move him with Istuf and Kalaman, and he's going to take all of these priests here and bring them with him on his glorious conquest back towards there. Or do we want to send him back over down here? I think we do actually want to send him back over here, because we need some more people to sort of reinforce this peninsula. Especially if there's that massive army of undead over there. What else? Yes, we're going to create more of those horrible, horrible, horrible lanterns. Because we are not particularly nice. Let's see, does anybody have another hammer? Forger does, but I kind of want him to hold on to his... let's see, how much does it cost per lightless lantern? It costs only 5, so it only costs 3, so we might as well, yeah. So, my reasoning behind this is, we have lots of mages being recruited every turn from 2 different provinces, maybe soon to be 3, who knows. Are we recruiting anybody here? We would if we had the money, but we really don't. Not at the moment, anyway. Yes. I've just noticed we're not sending over the elite troops. We're sending over Lars, but he doesn't have the elite earth mages with him. So we're actually going to keep Adolf and Thorsman behind. We're going to take Tulka and Balzahar, and they're going to come along with us. They're going to be helping us take over this kind of massive province here. And this way we can hopefully push in. I think with Maws of the Earth we can probably take out quite large armies of undead, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, anyway, the thing was I wanted to make sure that everybody, every mage that we have has access to one of these lightless lanterns. And if we can do that, then hey, it's fucking great. And I'm going to be really happy with that. Yeah, we're only picking 1 priest, and I think we're going to end this turn here. So there's not really much movement. There's still not much movement going on, but we are marching towards war now. War is going to start beginning soon, and oh boy, is it going to be devastating. It's going to be a long and harsh war. This is where, even though we're going through darkness, this is where the tide starts to turn. We didn't find any more magical sites. There was a battle in the Earthshell Mountains. This shouldn't be a very big battle. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, look at this darkness. Look at that. This is in the middle of the day, but at least we don't have to worry about those guys being in the Underhome anymore. So we're gonna quickly Sermon of Courage. Oh yeah, they're summoning Earth Power. So Moz the Earth coming out here, you know, taking out quite a lot of undead troops there. Where the Iron Blizzard's coming in, our troops are holding the line against these undead troops. They are not affected in the slightest by this darkness. I don't think. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Yeah, all undead have perfect dark vision, so I thought they only had half, but no, in fact they have perfect dark vision, which does worry me slightly. Okay, well here come our troops. You know, I'm expecting us to take a few losses. This isn't even the biggest army, but I'm expecting us to take quite a few losses. Just from the fact that we are fighting in the dark, and we've got no real way of countering that. That's why we're going to have to start less relying on our men, and start more relying on our ability to have mages. And this is really just kind of me trying to hold the line until we can get our Iron Angels up. And once we start to get our Iron Angels up in force, that's when things are going to start happening. So let's see, how many men did we lose? We lost 10 infantry. And like we would barely even lose against 169 men back in the day. Like, so you can tell we are definitely taking more losses than before. Okay, so that's about 600 undead troops altogether. It's a lot of them. It is a lot of them. There's no denying it. So we're going to have everybody to search who can, and the rest of the people are going to preach so we can get rid of that negative dominion. Get a little bit more morale on our side, you know, help us out a wee bit. Right, okay, so Wittlich, you are going to take Donner, Thorsman, Albric, Berthold, and Childberg, and Rekard, all of our priests, and you are going to start marching towards the battle on the left. I want to make sure we have enough priest support to basically be fine no matter what we do. These guys need to hold an attack and get into a double line formation. We don't have a helmet for you, do we, Witterick? Oh, we do! Lovely, okay, so now we have a helmet for him. So we're going to start marching forward. Do we have a flame bow as well, actually? Yes, we do, haha. We can't give it to him right now because he's moving. Oh, but he only has one arm. Ah, yes. Okay, so he won't be able to actually use that. Do we have any more of those lances anywhere? I don't think we do. Annoying, but you know, what are you going to do? I'm not sure how our supply, or the amount of supplies that we have is going to affect us in Pangea. I'm kind of worried, to be perfectly honest. I mean, we can give... we've got another bag of endless wine, we've got a bunch of owl quills again. You're still making owl quills, aren't you? Yes, you are, Henrik, good boy. Huneric, you are going to start making me lots and lots and lots of slave matrices. We've already got Lars up here, you know, he's doing well. We got anybody who's got an earth? No. No earth stuff so far. That's kind of annoying. But it's alright as well. So let's start shipping out our lightless lanterns. There we go. Now if we start to look at our research graph, if we look at the statistics here, score graphs, here we are. So let's have a look at our research. You can see we have started off very slowly, and we've been slowly increasing over time. This is just through like general mage production, but here you can kind of see this is where we've started to get our owl quills and our lightless lanterns out. This is where we're really starting to pick up the pace by quite a bit. Let's have a look at our army size. Our army size has been growing. Our dominion's been kind of at the same. Gem income's been stagnant for quite some time. We had this massive spike here. That must have been when we started doing searching. Our income's been kind of at the same. Our forts haven't gone up very much, and our provinces haven't gone up very much either. Both of which I'm not too happy about. But you know, you've got to do everything you can. Everything's always work out too well, and you always hope it does. But you know, you can't really help it. So let's give out these gate cleavers here to all of our troops over here, and I think, yes, we are. We're going to march. We're going to march in with Gunther and co as well. I think because we'll have, let's have a look at the gate cleavers again. I'm not sure, does it say here, siege bonus 50. So we've got 2 gate cleavers in that army, and we've got 1 gate cleaver there. So effectively we have 150 bonus troops on top of the, how many troops do we have in total? About 88. So we've got about 300 troops or so in total. Yeah, about 300 troops plus 250. That can't be right, is that right? Oh yeah, it's close enough. You know, we'll go with that. Don't try and do maths live. It never works out, especially when you're silly as I am. So Let's see, we'll get everybody to move forward. Whittlet can't grab anything. Forger of Empires, what do I want you to do? Now that is a good question. I know I want you to forge something, but I'm not sure what. I really wish we'd have... What's this? Shield of the Accursed. Any disturbance to their integrity will risk damaging the veil. It locks out the horrors, allowing horrors to mark the striker for special attention. That's not too good against undead, to be perfectly honest. Now, when it comes to outfitting our Iron Angels, I'm not sure what to give them. But I'm thinking probably dragon helmets. I'm not sure if they do have dark vision. And if they don't, then I definitely do want to give them dragon helmets, so they have dark vision. And then I'm also going to give them probably some sort of flaming sword, firebrand, I reckon. So if we give them a firebrand and a flaming helmet, that'll give them lots of fire resistance. Then we'll probably give them a shield of gleaming gold. We'll also give them awe, so it means that people are less likely to attack them. Or we could give them this thing, shocking, which causes shocking grasp, which causes a target to spam violently as energy passes through him. Can cause considerable harm, which is shock damage and magic damage. Armor negating, extra effect, area minor stun shock. So maybe around the person it can shock people. That'd be pretty good against like lots of undead troops. And then I'm not sure what else we'd give them. Probably, depending on the protection stat, some other things. And then we'd give them some regen. We can also start making a couple of human, if we really wanted to. We could start making some human thugs by because we can forge these little doodads from the forger right here. Lycanthrope's amulet, which does give them dark vision. Oh, now I'm really tempted. It would be really not very cost effective, admittedly, to thug out human troops, because it's like, oh well, they cost so much gold and they don't really have that much effect. But it could be worth it just for that fact that it does give the dark vision. But then again, it would cost a lot of gems for them to be even close to combat ready, and then I have to ship them all the way out to here, and you know, it would just take a long time. I'm not sure if it's entirely worth it. Crystal shield, yep. So that's good for embolden a mage. Oh, this makes the caster more powerful in all magic paths. Now that is interesting. See, I thought that it only affects the caster, but its cost casted automatically makes him better all magical paths that he knows. Oh, that could be useful, that could be useful. I do kind of want to make a banner of the Northern Star, because it makes anybody who can use astral magic a lot better. And I'd love to be able to get some stellar cascades on the go. We really are sort of like, we don't really have any astral magic, which is really annoying. And I don't think we have any way of conjuring anyone. I'm gonna have to do some more research now again, just to make sure. Now, Forger of Empires, what do we want you to make? We do want Robe of Shadows. We might give the Robe of Shadows to the Iron Angels, just so they're almost impossible to hit. Now that could be a very good idea. I think I almost want to make a Armor Twisting Thorns, but we don't have the nature gems for it, so I'm not going to bother. And there's nothing really here I want to make, is there? I don't think so. I tell you what, we're just going to have him make a slave matrix as well, just to ensure that we will have enough slave matrices by the time that everybody comes out. And by everybody I mean like all of these priests come out, because then we're going to keep making priests afterwards. Because then, whenever they're with Gunther, they can just sit there and cast banishment all night, and cause some havoc. I mean, Gunther won't have this sort of stuff yet. We'll have to take over Pangea, and then we'll ship over those troops. But then it should be a pretty easy mop-up. I kind of want to just see how well our troops can sort of take over Pangea in the dark by themselves without any kind of like massive magical support. I mean, obviously they've got a lot of mage support. But they don't really have that much magical support. Now, when it comes to these undead armies here, I'm kind of worried about this undead army. I have a feeling they're probably trying to kill Hildegard, and I have a feeling Hildegard's going to fall at any moment now. She really just doesn't have the she doesn't have the troops to be able to defend herself. But hey, you know what? You can't win everything. We've got to take some risks. We've got to take some some bad things. We've got one more owl quill. I'm glad I checked before we left. On to the next turn. Can't give the crystal matrix out yet. So yeah, we're gonna end this turn here and let's see what happens. Ooh, AI's thinking. Resolving a battle. This could be a big one. This could be a long one. Okay, so we've cast Haruspex. We found one magical site in Niffle. Druid's Grave. Brings in 1 per turn. Lovely. We haven't found any magic sites. There was a battle in Pangea. Attacking Ermor in Pangea. This is us attacking the small amount of defences they had outside the castle. Look at all these casting. It's gonna take us a while with these massive battles to get through, like rounds and rounds of casting. Massive gifts from heaven coming down. Iron Skin, Legions of Steel, Strength of Giants coming out. We've obviously won this. Who's this at the background? Plague Whistler. Plague Whistler the Censor. Well, we can take them out. Temper Flesh. Did I tell him to cast that? Iron Warriors? Maybe. Hey, I'm not complaining. Also, it's daytime. What the hell? Oh, is it only once per turn? Or is it like only on occasion that it actually turns to night? I thought it was like nighttime forever now. Oh. That's a good thing. So, in the Earthshell Mountains, a hailstorm has devastated the countryside, killing cattle and shepherds, and we've started to destroy the gate of Pangea, but we're not there yet. However, if you look, we're not using any supplies right now. We're not taking any troops. Beforehand, we were taking a lot of damage from attrition, whereas now we're taking none. So we could definitely march over the marshlands into Ermor's main territory, and we wouldn't even have to worry in the slightest. In fact, that could be a really good idea for us. So now I think we're done. Oh dear, Henrik, what's wrong with you? You're weakened. What a shame, what a shame. I don't really care that much. I'm sorry, but it's true. God, do you remember that time when we had no air mages? Now we just seem to have all the air mages. It's not fair, is it? Just dominions. You know, it's just sitting there. It's like, oh, you want something, do you? Oh, no, you're not going to get it. Oh, you've already got it. Ah, just have as much as you want. Go for it. Be fine. So yes, we're going to keep handing out our stuff to everyone. Make sure everyone's all tanked up on lovely research goodness. Unfortunately, we are out of owl quills. Owl quills are always going to be our kind of like... They're always going to be kind of like the weak point in our Therapu, but it doesn't really matter that much because we will have the... Oh god, what was I saying? Yeah, it won't matter because we'll have the lightless lanterns. That's what I was saying. You know, I was trying to make sense. I really was. Usually I don't, but I do try. On occasion. Now, how far away are we from our Iron Angels? We're doing pretty well. Conjuration is almost level 7. And then after that, it's only 1 level away from Iron Angels. What's this living castle here? Ah, it can only be created in sea provinces. Yeah, no, I'm okay about that. I'm wondering, we'll get Iron Angels out. If I researched with the... Yeah, that brings us over the edge. And I'm not sure really what I can get him to make at the moment. Could he summon anything, actually? What's this? Oh, yeah, that's just the History of One Nation. That's completely useless. Can't summon any Great Eagles. Can't summon Troll King's Court. Summon a Flame Spirit. Yes, I think I will. I'm going to summon a Flame Spirit. I can't cast Mother Oak. A Perpetual Storm is... Enormous Storm will rage constantly, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's not useful for us in the slightest. Not at all. Harapix, Auspex, Gnome Lore, Gifts of Reason. Yeah, I think we are just going to cast a Summon Flame Spirit. And then maybe we can give it the helmet. Probably not, seeing as it is probably a Flame Spirit. We can give them the helmet. But, you know, it's fine. We are sieging Pangea. We're going to bring it down next turn. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to be a massive tease and just say we're going to stop this episode here. So hopefully what we've seen is the Throne of Night doesn't make everything night always, which is what I feared would happen. If that had happened, we would have been completely screwed. Yeah, Claudemir, people are starting to feel in the wars. Even though we have 3 growth scales, people are starting to really feel these sort of winter afflictions. I mean, it's year 6. I don't even know how many turns this has been. This has been quite a few turns that we've played through. Now, I really wish we had some more money so we could build a laboratory here. I'm just not really feeling safe in our position. Once we can sort of push everybody back to this mountain range, just outside of Ermor and the Cloudbreakers and Fjoguk, and push them out of this area here. I mean, once we take over sort of the Mars, maybe that's what I should get Whittlewick's army to do. Yes, that could be a great idea. Why don't I get Whittlewick's army to... Anyway, okay, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to send Whittlewick's army back over into the Mountains of Madness, and he's actually going to start assaulting inland around Ermor. We're going to kind of like surround them and do multiple pronged attacks while we take over Pangea, while we start to roll eastward, while we start to crush them under our feet. But until then, you're going to have to wait till next episode, so I hope you guys have all had a nice time watching. I'm glad to see there's lots of new people subscribing. You know, every day I check my subscribers and they've gone up by 1 or 2. You know, it's not amazing, but it's definitely, you know, I really enjoy it. I'm really glad that everybody's coming on here and they like what I'm doing. And so if you can leave a like behind, if you can subscribe, I would definitely appreciate it. But until then, all hail the Forger of Empires, and goodbye.